If the conversations are raw, unfiltered, and unapologetically honest, then you are tuned onto the right show. Welcome to the Black Table. I am your late night captain, Olamide, and tonight we're diving deep into a conversation that every man has felt, but few are bold enough to unpack. Brotherhood or competition? Why do men struggle to trust other men? Now, you know we don't do this without a fired up lineup. And tonight, in the building, we've got the premium MC, Deck Imafidon, the mic commander.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me. It's another beautiful Friday. You already know now. Thank you so much. My guy, how far now?
I did.
How was the week, man? My week was absolutely stunning.
I met one of my favorite artists this week.
So, is it?
Yeah, Eric Bellinger.
Woo!
Yeah, great guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
What, was he in the country?
He was in the country.
I had no idea.
I met him
For
on
real?
Tuesday. Yeah, we took a picture together. I posted it like 2 days later, but
Bro,
I'll keep posting it.
You know what I realized, right? I realized that the amount of people who actually come into Nigeria that we don't know about is alarming. I'm not joking. The amount of celebrities who come to Nigeria that we Nigerians don't know. In fact, let's leave celebrities. I'm talking about white people who come into Nigeria just because we want to go and relax and have fun.
Brown and black.
Do you understand? I mean, I'm talking about the fact that Nigeria is bad, Nigeria is this and that, but people still keep coming in the droves, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Well put together. Of course, chilling pretty at the bar is the radio killer, the only faithful man in Lagos, Tien Gang.
Namaste.
You already know.
We're good.
And it even gets bigger. We're joined by the one and only celebrity producer, artist, and should I call you DJ?
Yes, DJ.
Yeah,
Call him the drummer boy.
KrizBeats, DJ.
The drummer boy.
Yes. The mastermind behind the hits, bringing that star power and sonic wisdom to the table.
Thank you.
Of course, there will be a lady joining us on the Black Table. She's not going to be sitting at the table, but she's going to be joining us via Zoom. Media powerhouse, lecturer and all-round thought leader, Fumi Akishola. She'll be bringing the intellect and the insight to balance out our chaos. So, lock in, stay tuned. Brotherhood versus competition, that's what we're going to be talking about. We will go on a quick break. When we return, we'll take our first quick fire and hopefully we don't scatter the table. I'm sending a message to my landlord. All right, let's talk rent. As you know, rent is crazy in Lagos and most parts of the world. Rent is a big deal. In some countries, they do it monthly, and in others, like in this part of the world, it's yearly. But there's been a lot of, should I say, crying from people generally over rent, and I think it's something important we talk about here. As you know, there's a bill that's about to be passed, and Lagos State already has its own bill and some form of control over how much landlords can increase their rent and all of that. But this is one major aspect of our nation, our country, that I feel a lot hasn't really been addressed, because I listened to a young lady recently that talked about the fact that she moved into a place and she could afford the place. But after a year, the landlord increased it by almost 80%. And then she couldn't afford it anymore. And, there was a standard definition of if you can't pay, you leave. So let's talk about rent. Let's start with our guest for today.
I doubt KrizBeats pays rent. I'm sure he owns his own house.
KrizBeats is well traveled, so
yeah, but I'm sure he owns his own house.
Yes.
He's a landlord in church,
Yes.
so people that pay rent
my
to
house.
Problems, but I faced it. Like before eventually owning a house.
Yeah.
What was this year? Do you understand? So I was at a place. Shout out, he's a good man, but he did what he did. So I was paying 10 million. Huh?
Say that again.
I was paying
10
10
million.
million. 10 million.
Good afternoon, sir. How's the family?
10 million naira.
Wait,
Okay, let me greet you very well.
introduce KrizBeats
Let me greet you very well. Good afternoon, sir. How's
For
the
those that
family?
don't know, KrizBeats, is a multiple award-winning producer.
Yeah, we go.
And he's worked with multiple talents.
Exactly.
And he's worked with one talent that we all love and we like, of course. The Kuna behind.
Sorry, Olamide. You're not doing justice to KrizBeats.
Okay, sorry.
KrizBeats is internationally acclaimed.
Thank you.
KrizBeats has made millionaires.
Yes.
KrizBeats has made great artists and great songs that will stand the test of time.
Thank
10 million naira is change.
Oh.
Okay, you know what? All I need to say is baby.
His BQ. Listen.
I beg.
Listen. You don't understand.
Now I understand.
Yes.
I did not get it before.
You guys don't understand the man.
I got you right now.
The man that is before you.
So go on, sir. Go on, sir.
So it's not. I don't even know it. I don't even know where to start from again.
Go on.
So when you were paying rent,
You now make my mom now to call me and say,
No, you didn't get it. She will not say, she will say, Chris, Joma, Pidu, Joma, me said the woman.
So it's crazy. And, we had, me and this person, we have a very good relationship. And he just called me and said, Chris, I will not lie to you. He was being funny, like he's my guy. He owns, the property. And he just came to me and he said, like, they want to do some things. I'm like, bro, there's nothing for you to do here. Just tell me what's up. And I said, okay, they want to increase the rent. Okay, how much? We'll be paying 19.5.
Hey,
what? From 10 million?
Sure.
Yes.
We'll be paying 19.5.
So who was the remaining 5? Let's just Google make it.
He said it's because of me that every see, you know what they will tell you? This person, this house, they are not like this house. Do you understand? And they are paying this much. So it's only right for you to pay this amount.
You are spot on.
Yes, now.
You are spot on.
Yeah, that's all they say. They say this house, look at this. You can go and ask them. Do you understand? So it was like that for me, and of course a whole lot of other persons too were complaining about the same thing. You have our office space that we're paying a particular amount, before you know it, it's gone. You get so it's something that everybody is going through. Whether you are, there's no middle class anymore. So whether you are rich or you are poor, you are going through the same thing.
Or you are confused.
Yes,
they are confused.
Or you are confused. So everybody is touching everybody, and I think what the Lagos State government is doing might, help, because of course, how many persons know that the Lagos State government is passing a particular law that says you cannot do this?
Exactly. You're spot on. Yes, a lot of people currently do not know. And a lot of landlords are not also following right now because people don't know their rights. So I'm sure, Dek, you've had certain experiences too.
All right. So honestly, I have been somewhat lucky when it comes to rentals in Nigeria. And now the reason why that is because first and foremost, when I decided to stay in a specific place in Lagos, I'd never ever thought about staying on the island. I've said it several times. I'm not a fan of the island for so many reasons. First and foremost, I'm not a traffic person. I don't like traffic. Not because everybody doesn't like traffic, but the kind of traffic that you find on the island is not a joke. All right, let's leave that.
You have to balance it. Which island?
Which island? There's fake islands.
I don't even know what you call island. Is it Ikoyi Island or from third roundabout island?
Victoria Island.
But I'm just saying. But honestly, I don't know what it is that you're talking about, but I don't know if you have ever entered into Ikoyi Crescent traffic. If that traffic that that road that comes in from Banana Island, if that traffic hold you, brother,
it's terrible.
Then you can't go anywhere.
No, but
you can't come back.
You have that.
Those, my brother, you will just thought I joined the traffic. You are not going anywhere. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's one of the issues, right? We're talking about flood. We're talking about the type of water, and the last time we talked about this whole water matter. Me, I cannot. I can't deceive myself and come to the island and come and be using mud water to bath. I don't have the energy. Do you understand? But let's leave that aside, right? It falls in two spheres, right? One is on the part of regulation, you have to regulate Nigerians on everything. That is what I've come to realize. If you don't regulate things in Nigeria, we have a tendency to overdo. What is overdo? What exactly does my neighbor is collecting so amount concern?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with me?
With you, yeah.
I maintain the house. If okay, take for instance, I pay you 10 million. If something happens to the roof, I won't call you to come and fix it. I will fix it. I paid my rent. I think in October, early October, right? My entire house, the paint is finished. I can't even take any picture outside my house. And I spoke to the lawyer, and the lawyer said to me that I should paint it now. I said, God, as in, I just
outside.
Outside. I should paint it, because I painted my part of the house outside, right?
Okay.
And I left the compound because I'm like, okay, that's a little responsibility for the landlord, all right? And because it's an older house, I just felt like these are the little responsibilities that the landlord can, take on, right? But I just realized that if he's not going to do it, let me just leave it, right? Let's just look at it from that angle that, okay, we have to figure out a way to make sure that, regulations come through from the government. And that's what I think that the government is trying to do. On the other end, let's look at it from the place of the landlord. Because it's easy for us to say this and that and not look at why some people increase their rent. You see, the truth is this, right? Yes, we understand that, Nigeria is a place where when things go up, it hardly comes down.
It never comes down.
It never comes down. Yeah. When something comes up, it never goes. What are we talking about? We have cement. You want to build a house today, you know how much cement costs. Building materials and what have you have gone up, right? If you want to evaluate that property, you have to be realistic. You have to be. That's the truth. So sometimes, and that's why there's something called reasonable, increment. We will look at it together.
Yes.
Your landlord will be like, come on now, check it out now. Things have gone up. Do you understand? If I was collecting 1.5 or 3 or 2 million, right, in 2015, will I still be collecting 1.52 million in 2025?
Because of what the economy is.
Let's look at the inflation. Let's look at the time frame. Let's look at what is happening around you. So it's you can look at it from two perspectives. You can look at it from the fact that yes, if the government allows people to do whatever it is that they want, things will go bad, bro. People will be paying almost 25 million naira to live in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Okay, on that thought, gang. You've listened to both KrizBeats and Deck on their thoughts. What do you think is reasonable?
As an islander.
As an islander.
As an islander who has refused to move to the mainland. Here's the thing.
Why would I change?
In between us?
Why?
I'm in between.
So here's
people that have boats behind their house. They have boats. They buy boats. Chris, talk say you don't get boats.
I don't get boats.
You don't get boats. Talk say you get boats.
You say make a talk.
But in all honesty, if you really look at, here's the thing. One thing about real estate is you rarely see depreciation. You usually see increase in certain things steadily over the years. Yeah. So I don't think the problem is the increase. The problem is the percentage, the amount that is increed. Like KrizBeats said, from 10 million to 19.5.
That's almost 100%.
That's crazy.
Yes, that's almost 100%.
Where I stay, there's also the compound close to me. The guy told them that by next year, the rent is actually being doubled.
Wow.
And said he's giving them notice, so whoever doesn't,
want it should move.
Where I stay, the landlord came and said, we now spoke to the landlord, and the landlord actually told us that he's in charge of any exterior. So he came and repainted the house and did one or two things. But interior, it's your thing.
It's your responsibility.
But if you really look at it, we live in a society whereby every year people upgrade their OS, or they look forward to the next iPhone or the next Samsung phone, and they pay a lot more, and nothing really changes in terms of the quality of the phone. So people assume that if you're in a house, that's your shelter. Over the years, I don't really have to do much to increase the rent. I think the problem is the amount, the percentage. Landlords, yes, are allowed to, but you move into a house, even there should be a time limit. I moved in 1 year and you're doubling my rent. If I'm a new tenant, you should know that at least let me stay.
Let me settle
So
it.
what do
Let me
you
settle
think
it
that
at
the
least.
timing should be before rent is increased? Because I
3
remember
years.
my first home.
3 years,
Yes,
minimum
my
of
landlord
3.
told me that after the third year, he's going to be increasing the rent.
Now
So I knew what I was
remember that there was a
getting into.
time when paying rent that they used to insist on 2 years,
Yeah.
a minimum of 2 years.
But
Government
they stopped
came in
that now.
and they
And
stopped
they
that and
stopped
started
that,
collecting
1
a
year,
year.
yeah.
Government is trying to make them be able to collect months.
Monthly.
If I'm
they
going to be
can.
totally honest with you, they have not completely stopped it. There are a number of people who
Yeah.
do that.
Who's to
It's
pay
either
2
you want
years,
it
yeah.
or you
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
want
But
it. That's the
most
truth.
people kind of can.
Which
Sometimes
also,
you sign agreements.
yeah,
so that
which
you
also
pay.
takes me to the problem of execution. So when the government decides that they want to regulate, who exactly are the people who will
Who
Does
make
the follow-up?
decisions,
who will
yeah.
do the follow-up?
You know, on
But that's
that
why
note,
he said
let's
that if you
find
know
out-
your
It's very
rights, you would
important.
know.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you know your
Very
rights, you know the
important.
agency to go and report to.
Exactly. But let's find out what Fumi thinks. Fumi is joining us via Zoom. Fumi, if you can hear me, you can go ahead with your thoughts on what we've discussed so far.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, Fumi.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes.
I can
Hi.
hear you.
Hi.
So,
Good
Fumi, we have
evening.
KrizBeats in the house. We've got Deck.
Hi for me.
We've got, of course, Tian Gang and myself.
Okay, hi, good evening, everyone.
Evening for me.
So which one am I talking about? Mainly about the increase of
The rent.
Yes, the rent.
right?
We know you don't pay rent. Your man does.
Shots fired. Fumi's not going to take that line down.
No, so it's crazy, and I just feel like with this rent that is increasing, sometimes, not sometimes, most times the landlords are just greedy, and maybe that's like their only source of income. Because on a realistic basis, to the person that was paying 10 million naira, bigs up, oh, please, we need to run a master class for me. I need to know how to increase my income, because if someone is paying this huge amount of rent already, and then you increase it to something ridiculous. There was an article concerning it recently. I think OK Africa wrote something of how in Lagos, not just in Lagos, I think in Nigeria, Lagos, Abuja, the cities, Nigerian cities, how they are pushing away a lot of the middle class
Yeah, I saw that.
From affordable housing, because it's not realistic. So how much am I earning that I'm going to pay 10 million naira or a 19 point, just say 20 million naira?
Exactly.
for rent? So even the government that is going to regulate is also guilty. So how are you going to regulate? Because if you notice in Lagos recently, a lot of development has started going on. Residential development is
Yeah,
going on.
true.
Where are those funds coming from? Yes, there are some companies that are helping their staff build homes. There are some people that I know, friends raise money together to do joint venture to build a house. But most of those houses are probably, undercover government funded that many
Yeah.
people don't know about. So once they are using those outrageous amount of money to build those places, they want to collect outrageous amount of rent. Hence the reason why you find that some of those fancy apartments you see on the island, maybe just about 10% are corporate workers, and then the rest are our white boys and the fraudsters doing it, because those amounts of money are ridiculous and they can't pay it. Something needs to be done, because really it's
Fumi,
really
don't you think that there's one thing we are not looking at? I think rent will be rent. It is part of the necessities of life. Everyone needs shelter. We need to also look at what the economy is talking about. I think if things are the way it should be economically for a lot of people, we might not necessarily be thinking, oh, this rent is too high, because we do know that there are certain things globally that they're of a particular standard. Rent is, education is. Those two things everywhere around the world, if you want quality, it comes with a steep price. So I'm thinking that it's high time we start talking about the economy. Anyways, Fumi, just hold that up. We have a phone call. Hello, good evening.
Sir?
Hello, can you hear us? Good evening.
Yes,
Hi,
yes.
how's it going? Okay, we lost that caller there. So Fumi, sorry for halting you there. You were saying something? Okay, while we wait for Fumi to continue. Okay, yes, Fumi, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I was
Fumi.
saying, just to respond to your point, I hate when people compare Nigeria with every part of the world. Nigeria is not like every part of the world. Where do we even start? Let's not even go there. So that one is not even cancelled. That's number one. Number two, it's only in Nigeria that people want to pay rent and collect. Because if we now want to compare, people pay rent weekly, monthly in other parts of the world. That's one. Nigeria, they want to collect this huge amount. It's 2 years. They want to collect legal. They want to collect agency fee. How now? How? If you're collecting your rent, the economy is biting everybody. Do you understand? We agree. But there's some things that are ridiculous. I was living in a place that my landlord increased the rent by 90%, no notice. I was supposed to pay my rent in July, then you send a mail to me sometime in February and saying that by July, you're increasing my rent by 90%. I said, how? And when we're trying to negotiate, he was trying to bully me and went to Lagos State Mediation Center. When they got to Lagos State Mediation Center, they had to ask the agent that came, that's how you make it make sense to us. How this person who is a sitting tenant, you said she has not owed you money, all of you increase all the rent of everybody in the house at 90%. 90%. How? Do you understand? No, those are the things, those are the issues. All those agents, and you see those rubbish agents that go and say that they're taking 20% and they are collecting 2 years. You go to them, some of them don't have houses. They live in dingy homes.
It's true.
They don't have it. Because if they are responsible people in the first place, yes, I know that a deal is a deal, a court is a court, but come on, guys, so middle class people, when it's not as if it's an oil company that wants to rent the place. Excuse me, I don't know what the federal government or the state government is planning to do about it, because that's the problem I have also with the government, is lip service. They will talk about it, make so much on social media, then I don't know how many people have the Lagos State come to their house to come and say how much is your rent here, or spoken with your landlord. How many people are going to?
For me, thank you for that summation. On that note, we'll take a quick break. When we return, the Black Table Development's guide continues.